dealing with failure in jiu-jitsu. Failing's never fun. Sometimes you go out there, you try your best, but you come up short. And with the entire crowd of people surrounding you, watching you perform, criticizing your every move, the feeling of failure only gets amplified. I went out last weekend. I competed at the Rev. I had high expectations for myself. I won this tournament before. And in my very first match, I lost. I almost got put to sleep by some 19-year-old purple belt. That feeling of failure was horrible. I felt like I let myself down, and I felt like I let all my teammates down around me. There's one thing my old high school coach taught me that really stuck with me. Losing is a lesson. You can either learn from it or be doomed to repeat the same thing over and over again. I was going to compete on one of my biggest events next week. I was scheduled for a fight to win event, which would be streaming on Flow Grappling to thousands and thousands of people. I couldn't afford to let failure keep me down. And after I posted a video of me losing, I got a ton of support from the community. And with this, I was able to do some serious self-reflection. One of the biggest mistakes I made that competition is I didn't get a proper warm-up in. I would address this issue at this next event by getting a solid warm-up before even performing. My coach always said that you feel like you already got your first match in before your first match even begins. Took his advice and got a solid warm-up in. As my match got closer and closer, I was nervous, but I felt ready. As I was walking out, one of my favorite songs, I'm Still Standing by Elton John, was playing. I picked this song because after my failure last week, I would still be standing through it.
Please welcome Joshua Medved.
Yes, sir.
You can never know what it's like. Your blood like a winter freezes just like ice. And there's a cold, lonely night that shines from you. You wind up like the wreck you hide behind that mask you use. And did you think this fool can never win? Well, look at me, babe, I'm coming back again.
Going in, I knew that my opponent would be a solid wrestler. He placed in state in high school, so I was not going to underestimate his wrestling abilities. And I was expecting this match to be an all-out scramble. And with that, the match began. We did a bit of hand fighting, but my eye got poked, so my contact slipped out, so I had to spit on it and put it back in.
Take off the jewels, bro. Oh.
After this and a bit of hand fighting, I was able to shoot my double and use that as a tool to get behind him, take his back, and slam him to the ground.
Yeah!
However, he was able to base back up and get to my leg, so I grab a Kimura grip, and I start to attack that Choi bar here on his right side.
There it is.
He had a very tight grip on his arms, and he wasn't going to let go anytime soon, so I decided to take his back instead. However, he did a great job of quad potting and standing up before I could take his back. I tried attacking a leg lock as I fell off, but he backed up, so I opted to stand up instead. He hit a really nice duck under here. Even though I was able to prevent the back take, he was able to switch it to a single leg and get me to side mount instead. He then attempted a head and arm choke, but it wasn't really in, and he switches from a head and arm choke to a head and arm pin here. And with the head and arm pin, you never want to remain to a T, you want to get parallel, so that's exactly what I did. I flip my hips, pop my head out, and take his back. He did a good job of keeping his hips low and preventing me from picking him up and mat returning him.
No. Just bring him to his knees. Bring him to his knees. Stay on top.
And with my coach yelling at me, I take his advice and pull him forward instead. I needed to remain methodical here and stay calm. I threw in my other hook and I started working for the rear naked. After a bit of hand fighting, I'm able to get that rear naked on his chin. With the rear naked, you can choke straight through the chin, so I bring my hips in and pull my hands up, and I'm able to get the tap to secure the win.
Yeah! Yeah!
I was really excited about this win, and I'm glad I was able to bounce back from my last failure and take a lesson from it and bring it into this match. If you don't learn from your mistakes, you're doomed to repeat them over and over again, and I'm glad I learned from mine. Also, if you guys are interested in getting the same Deadpool and Wolverine rash guard I was wearing in this video, check out the link in the description below. Shout out to Extreme Gi for sponsoring this video. Also, please check out my Patreon for early access to videos. I appreciate the support from you guys as always. Matches like these are why I always bash on guard pullers, right? We just wrestled the whole time, we had fun, we scrambled, and it was an entertaining match. We didn't have someone just scooting on the butt the entire time. Anyways, side ramble aside, check out my next video in the future where I go to ADCC Las Vegas Open and I compete in a rule set that actually penalizes guard pulling.
Revenge of battle grappling.